Here we are.
Sheesh.
Live tea for lunch.
I feel like I haven't been here for a few weeks.
You haven't, and it's our last one.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel emotional?
No.
You're going to miss me.
We're going to talk about a whole lot of things other than the Kardashians while you're gone.
Don't do that. If it's like something in the news that's big, don't just avoid it because it's the Kardashians.
Understood.
I think
In honor of your last one for a little bit, I made iced tea because it's so hot out.
Appreciate that.
And I know you've been struggling with the heat.
Thank you so much.
And there's just a little bit of caffeine in there for you.
There's like no sweetener in it either.
You know, I predicted you would have that reaction.
Then why don't you put like a little bit of honey or something?
I literally looked at Splenda for like 30 seconds being like, should I put this in Mitzi's green tea? And then I didn't because it's Splenda.
What's wrong with Splenda?
It's gross.
Oh. Well, on that
This is
note.
good for you.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'll take it over hot tea. So thank you.
Because we got some hot tea in our stories.
We got some good tea today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
A little bit of news. We're going to be dropping these episodes on YouTube.
Yes.
We've got another podcast called Waves Social Podcast where we've been adding a bunch of clips from that onto our YouTube channel. If you search up Arcade Studios, it's all hosted there, and this show will be there as well.
I'm excited to see if we get like some traction on YouTube. All the YouTubers.
Yeah.
Come on over.
All you YouTubers. Come drop a like and a comment.
Come say hi, yeah.
Hit subscribe. Smash the subscribe button, as they say.
I hate smash the subscribe button. It's weird.
Oh, man.
Well,
What else is going on?
in case you're new here, this is Tea for Lunch, the show where we serve up the news you need to know in 15 minutes or less. Catch us live on Instagram live every Thursday at 12:30 Mountain Standard Time. You can also catch the replay on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you listen to podcasts. And YouTube coming up soon.
I didn't know when I said what else is going on that you just do the intro.
Well, the intro kind of signals that like the show is started.
Right.
So
the show is now started.
This is pre-banter. Now we can talk about what's going on.
Okay. You're about to have a baby.
I'm about to have a baby, so it is my last Tea for Lunch for a while. I'm sad about it.
So we'll just have a sick rotation of guest stars, hosts from the team.
And it will be entertaining and funny and fun as it always is, but it won't be quite the same.
It definitely won't be quite the same.
And I have some tips for you in my absence.
Why am I not surprised? All right, hit me with the tips.
So the purpose of Tea for Lunch is, yes, to deliver the news, but also to like entertain people. So don't just spit out the news. Like find something that's like interesting or funny about it. And if you have nothing interesting to say about the news, then I just would make it about me. Like just find a way to like talk about yourself.
Is this feedback that you're giving me?
Yeah.
So you feel like I'm too abrupt with the news?
I think you're too matter of fact. Because they could read that anywhere, you know? People are here for the personality of our show.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like I carry the team when we talk about Web3 and NFTs and stuff like that. So
I don't know. I think it's pretty like, some people who are like me who don't care about that stuff, like, do appreciate when we are talking about something like that, when we talk about like I don't know, when I make it about clothing or something.
Right. Yeah, I get pretty matter of fact with certain celebrities because it's just like, yep, they broke up. Yep, another baby with that guy that cheated on her.
Say someone broke up, which someone is. We're going to talk about someone breaking up. You want to talk about like, how would you feel if you broke up that way? You know, like you got to like get a little introspective.
I see. Okay. All right. Taking notes.
It'll be good. You'll do great. And I can't wait to watch, and I'm excited to see all the people on our team like rotate and.
Is that all the tips you had?
Maybe like a bit more expressions.
Our daughter likes my funny faces. So
yeah, drop in a funny face here and there. You know why actually that's helpful? Because we have been on TikTok, like we have little pieces of our show on TikTok now. So shout out to everyone who's watching some of these clips on TikTok. But the like expressions, like we'll zoom in on them. So you want to like react.
You already are zooming in on them, or you will in the future if I commit to using expressions?
If you commit to an expression, we can zoom in on it.
How's that one?
That was
Is that
great.
pretty good?
That was awesome.
Okay.
So more of that.
I feel like I have to be more expressive even because we don't have this like collage
I
behind us.
know. Drew hasn't updated that yet.
Yeah, we have to have a serious debrief with him about this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So much to look forward to. New co-hosts, new backdrops, more expressions, more takes and tea. It's going to be good. I can't
Okay.
wait to watch.
All right. I can't wait to watch either. I love watching myself talk.
I love watching you talk.
Should we get into the stories?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get this first one over with.
Oh, okay. Well, our first story of the day, Kim and Pete announced their breakup. And what makes this interesting is it's on the same day that Khloe and Tristan announced their new baby.
And what makes it even more interesting is it's timed conveniently around their season 2 finale of their show.
No, that's not true, is it?
I'm pretty sure.
No, they're not in, like, they may be in production right now, but their show isn't airing right now.
Oh, well,
but,
there's a little bullet point here that says fans are speculating that
Yeah.
the drama was orchestrated for the filming of the season 2 finale.
No, here's what happened. So Khloe and Tristan were in a really good place before he cheated on her again. And when they were in a good place, they decided to go for baby number 2 through a surrogate. And so that surrogate got pregnant. Then she found out they were cheating. And so now it's like dramatic.
Would they do it through a surrogate because their relationship is weird or because Khloe didn't want to be pregnant?
No, Khloe tried many times to get pregnant again,
Okay.
and she had trouble.
Okay.
So that's why they did a surrogate.
Got it. So they weren't just trying to make it more complicated by involving a third party.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So is it for the show? I don't know. Like,
Of course you know. Of course you know. It's the Kardashians. Chris is like steering the wheel, pulling the strings.
Yeah, I think that maybe Kim and Pete's relationship is for the show.
Did you see that? What Kanye West posted after they broke up?
Yeah, that Skeet is
The
dead.
like the newspaper headline: Skeet Davidson is dead.
Yeah, that was a little too much.
Yeah. And then there's like a little tiny like footnote at the bottom of it that you had to zoom in to read, and it was something about like Kid Cudi was meant to play at the funeral, but like I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a diss at Cudi.
That's extra. Can you imagine, like, Kanye, who did he talk to like create that asset for him for social?
I feel like there's a famous guy that does like newspaper headlines like that. It's
So
like
he was like, yo, do one for Skeet so I can post it on Instagram?
maybe it may not have been a collab, but I follow the guy that does that. I just don't remember his name.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Around like trending topics.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting too is Kim and Pete's relationship lasted exactly 9 months, which is the duration, as we know, of a pregnancy. So people are speculating that some of that was orchestrated to like.
See, you're coming around. You're coming around to my point of view here.
I don't disagree that there's like maneuvering happening, but I have so much sympathy for Khloe, and I think that like things just kind of keep happening that make her life harder than it needs to be.
Yeah, I
and
like
I
Khloe.
don't think
I like
that
Khloe
she's
the best.
orchestrating that. Me too.
We're gonna talk about the Kardashians. Let's talk about her.
I like her. She's
and
so
Kendall
positive.
sometimes.
Why? Kendall's kind of boring.
She is, but like even like the cucumber cutting thing, like that was an obvious like marketing thing, and I just thought it was
No,
hilarious.
people think like she's
No.
actually cutting cucumbers like that. Like she doesn't know how to cut them. You think you think she made that up for the show?
If I can count on you for anything, it's like assuming that the Kardashians did it on accident. Like it was just a life thing that happened with anything.
No, not with I feel like I'm a little bit more critical than that. I'm not like naive. But I don't think that Kendall Jenner was like creative enough to come up with like this like weird way to cut a cucumber just for the viral moment.
Oh, I totally think she was. Because she was wearing the 818, the tequila hoodie. Like, it was meant to be memed, for sure.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
We should try that on the show.
Slide into our DMs and show your support for my point of view, please.
Anyways, let's get on to this next story.
Okay, so this next story, speaking of Web3 and NFTs, Instagram has expanded NFT use to people in more than 100 countries, including, well, within Africa, the Asia Pacific, and Middle East, and the Americas. So pretty much everywhere. Over 100 countries. NFTs continue to make headlines. I'm kind of meh about them. I think they're... Here's my take.
Okay.
You want me to
Give it
speculate?
Yes,
You want me to
let's do
expand?
it.
NFTs...
Add some expressions while you do it.
NFTs are pertinent right now But really in the future, I think they're only going to be worthwhile or valuable for like iconic artists. Like take Takashi Murakami, for example. Famous artist, getting towards the end of his life. If he should pass sooner or later, I was having a conversation about this yesterday with my friend Asim and Brad. If he should pass, you know, like any of his art will only become more valuable. Mm-hmm. But it's easy if you have a physical piece of art to lose the thing that credentializes it or makes it official, you know, especially if it's a print. If it's not an original painting, it's hard to necessarily prove that it's real. But an NFT, using the blockchain, it's obviously easy to always be able to maintain that proof that it's real. So for someone like Murakami, if you were to get a piece, you'd almost want an NFT version of it. But if it's just like some like small to medium artist that doesn't really have that like crazy supply and demand, then NFTs to me in that space are a trend that's going to die.
Yeah, so people's profile pictures or NFTs are not going to be worth any.
Well, I mean, regardless of where you get the NFT from, people want to use it as a profile picture because it's like clout. But if it's an artist that isn't iconic, then like what's really the point? Because at that point, you may as well have the utility of being able to display it physically, like in your home.
Right.
Or in your office.
So if Banksy came out with an NFT.
Yeah, anyone like that's going to be immortalized. Like you want to have that like foolproof way to prove that it's real so that it maintains its value and even goes up in value over time.
But you want more the physical version and the NFT version. That's
even better. But at the very least, the NFT version will never lose its value because it's on the blockchain.
I think I could see that happening if you were able to like show your NFT in like a physical way. Like if there's like NFT galleries.
A lot do. So like Bored Apes is a popular NFT or like just art company, I guess. I don't know the best way to say it, but if you own a Bored Ape NFT, you can actually go to events and there's like physical versions of art that they'll give you, and you become part of this like elite community. So there are instances where there's a physical version, and there's also other types of incentives and benefits or perks to owning an NFT version of an art piece. But still, I mean, at least to our generation, I feel like that tactile, like physical piece of art, for the most part, is just more enjoyable.
So what does Instagram have anything to do with it?
Instagram's trying to have anything to do with everything. That's what's their problem right now. So they're also, I think what's good about this is they're trying to make NFTs more accessible because it is hard to really wrap your head around it. So they've actually launched a series or a course through their creators account packaged under the hashtag NFTeachMe, where you can learn more, and they're trying to decode and demystify the whole concept.
I guess I'll sign up.
Will you actually?
No. Bye. You can teach me.
Bye.
Okay, let's go on to the next story.
Okay. That was enough speculation for you?
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Okay, this one's really interesting. Serena Williams is saying farewell to tennis. In a new article, actually she was on the cover of, I think, the September issue of Vogue, and she wrote an article, and she talks about how she's hoping to, I guess, reemerge and pivot from tennis and go into other things like her venture capital firm. Mm-hmm. So basically she's going to take a break from tennis, which is a huge deal because she's like the GOAT of tennis and the GOAT, I think, of most sports. I think she's one of the most decorated athletes in general. Like, yeah. And it's super cool to see her like take control of her career and stuff like that. She also says in the article that her desire or her reason for doing that is that she wants to expand her family. So that is really fun. It's also kind of sad, to be honest, that in order for her to do that, she kind of has to like let go of her tennis career. And I don't know if there's like an alternative solution to that, but it's just the reality of most working moms, like peeling back from their career in order to grow your family is just like a decision you have to make at some point. She does also talk about how if she were Tom Brady, she'd likely be able to continue, as in like if she were a man, she'd likely be able to grow her family without that, like, I guess, struggle. So yeah. Really interesting.
Yeah, it's true. What like male professional athlete has had to make that choice?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the crazy thing is how much she's accomplished in the meantime. And even like she won, what I think it was the Australian Open 2 months pregnant.
Yeah, she was pregnant
with
when
her
she
first
won.
child, which is crazy. People didn't
So
know it at the
wild.
time, but that's quite a feat. And then she even says in the letter to her fans in Vogue that, you know, like she played through postpartum depression and while she was still breastfeeding and all that stuff too.
Yeah, what an amazing woman.
Yeah. So I thought it was interesting. She said she didn't want to view it as retirement, but more of an evolution in her life and career. And the ability to choose family, I think, is really powerful. But also to see that she's looking for other opportunities to like expand her legacy too is really cool. Like through her venture capital program called Serena Ventures. And she mentioned too that only 2% of capital in the world right now, venture capital, is going to women founders. So that's something that she's trying to change.
Yeah. One thing that I also like about her family is like her husband, who was a co-founder of Reddit. He is like pretty open and vocal about like supporting her career, and kind of like took a back seat once she started like having a baby and still continuing on with tennis. And I'm pretty sure he like withdrew himself from the Reddit board during like the BLM movement in order to replace himself with someone who's a person of color, which is also pretty cool. So yeah, kudos to them.
Yeah.
Good job, Serena. Excited to see what you're doing next. She's such an amazing woman. I
She's
really
like the
look up to
Beyonce
her.
of sports.
No, yeah. I was gonna say like, what's better than Beyonce of sports? But literally nothing. So
Yeah,
you're right.
exactly. I am right, usually.
Usually. Well, that's the 3 stories for the day. Hope you enjoy them. Have a wonderful Q4, everyone, and see you
Now
on the other
that we've
side.
wet your palate, go
and
eat something more
more
substantial.
Wow, we said it at the
Same time.